Oh man, happy Halloween. Hello world, what is up? Welcome to Build. I'm your host, Matt Forte. We are here live at the Build studio in New York City. Our next guest is a crazy, super talented and creative actor you can currently catch in the hit Netflix original series Atypical. They're also the co-founder of the independent art magazine Wave and a member of the band Subtle Pride. They've obviously got a lot going on, so I'm going to keep this super brief. The great Brigette Lundy-Paine is back on the show. How about that, guys? You excited? I'm excited. They're excited. We're all excited. We're going to bring them out in just a second. But first, I believe we have a trailer for this season, so let's go ahead and run that clip.
Feast your eyes. My official Denton student ID. You can now call me Denton Student 9783210.
This is so exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Casey, take a picture of us.
Okay, no reason I should be in it as a member of this family.
I recently realized that the essence of a penguin is the thing that stays true about them in any situation.
There's my college student.
It's a whole new world, Sammy. You can be whoever you want.
I want to live in the dorms. Is it always the squeaky?
Not sure. I mean, I usually don't open and close it 35 times, but you do.
Penguins need each other.
Knock, knock.
I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
Since Slurpee night.
They look out for the good of the colony.
I have tried so hard to get Doug to forgive me.
I have been avoiding having a big talk.
Just know I can't wait forever.
4 out of 5 students on the spectrum don't graduate college within 4 years. That means my chances of success are very low, and I'm basically doomed.
I don't know what's going on with you. You haven't been yourself lately.
And there's only so far I can step back before I feel like I'm falling off a cliff.
She's the one who cheated, but I'm the bad guy.
Marriage is a choice you make every morning when you wake up. You still making that choice?
I love you so much.
It sucks you're avoiding me.
I just never thought that my life would turn out like this.
Casey, I told you not to touch my tortoise. Hey!
Does it ever occur to you to just leave your brother alone?
Never.
It's about letting the people in your life have the space to come to you.
A penguin stays, struggles, and perseveres.
Sam, you are resilient. Like a cockroach? I was trying to think of something less gross, but sure.
Hey, can you see my nipples through this shirt?
No.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I love this show. Ladies and gentlemen, crazy amount of noise. Brigette Lundy-Paine's right here. Let's go. Louder.
Hi, guys.
So excited. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on season 3. I have to tell you, I'm a big fan of you and of this show. I follow you on Insta, and I perceive you to be a person who is so cool that I could not tell if this was for Halloween or if this is just how you look today. But either way, it's awesome. So
It is for Halloween.
Got it.
I'm Keanu Reeves between scenes shooting The Matrix.
That is perfect.
And, I'll take these off to be respectful. I didn't know if I was going to have time to buy glasses this morning, so I drew these.
So you just had to be prepared.
Yeah.
I love it. It's absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for being here and for being so festive. I'm excited to talk to you about this season coming up, the premieres this Friday and all that. Before we jump into any of that, just how's life going? How are you doing? How's Brigette? What's
I'm
up?
so good. Thank you for asking. I just got back to New York. I was doing this, and then I was doing a movie in New Orleans, and so I'm just kind of settling back. I just adopted a cat.
Really? Hold for applause for the cat.
Oh my
That's
God.
right. That's fantastic.
He's the sweetest thing. You guys.
That's
will
a
love
wonderful
him.
thing. Congratulations.
He doesn't have a name yet.
Not yet.
No.
What do you think? You got
I
any
don't
ideas
know.
on the
We've
board?
been calling him Moth.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. He just looks exactly like a moth.
Is he drawn to light?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, there
And
you
he's
go.
got like huge brown eyes and like golden fur, and he's just like.
That's exactly what a moth sounds like. So
Yeah.
there you go. I think he's chosen his name for you. That is it. Well, congratulations on all that. Let's talk a little bit about this season, about this amazing show. I think season 2 cracked the world wide open. We got to see so much more of Casey and so much more of Casey's journey. Did you know coming into the show with the work that you were doing that that's what laid ahead, that that's what was on the table? Because it was a little bit different in season 1. It was more focused on Sam and his story, and you were there. But season 2, we really got to see you explore. Did you know that from the beginning?
No, not at all. Not at all. I just loved this character so much, and I think that it found me in a way too, and that like the two of us, me and Casey, were like meant to have this journey together.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the writers knew either where it was going to go, but I think like working together so closely, we really got to know each other. And Rabia Rashid, the creator, always says that she sort of is Casey herself. So she and I have been able to build that character very slowly together. And it's like, I don't really, I can't really play like a not queer person on screen, I guess. Like, just doesn't people don't believe it. So, they had to write it in.
Got to write it in. Well, one of the things I love about Casey's journey so far is comparatively to like other times that we've seen the storyline on television, it's way more nuanced, it's way more subtle, there's more of a journey happening, and we get to go for the whole ride. That's super compelling as a viewer, as somebody watching at home. What's that like as the performer who gets to bring that story to life and gets to share that?
It's amazing. It's such a fun show to work on because the tone is really flexible. Like a lot of the time we're doing just like straight up comedy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Nick Dodani's work and Jenna Boyd's work is like just classic, like brilliant comedic acting. But there's such an undertone of truth and drama and sort of like a tenderness that makes the show so fun to work on, that like there are these pockets of moments. Rabia reached out when she was editing and she was like, I thought we were writing a comedy, but I'm editing episode, I won't tell you, but and like I can't believe that this is like can also be part of it. So it really is like a gift of a project.
And did you know that from the beginning, like from the early scripts, and you kind of got a sense of that, and that's why you were excited to get involved with the show?
Absolutely.
You could see that tone?
Yeah, absolutely.
It feels like a balance they've kind of had a handle on from the start. Like that's the show they've wanted to make, which is really cool and exciting. Have you has there been a response from fans of the show and response from people who, for them, like Casey's story really resonates and really connected? Have you personally seen a lot of that since season 2?
Yeah, I mean, even from season 1, I mean, it's the community of siblings of people with autism is a really underrepresented group as well, because, so much of their life is about the autism community, and yet they never are in the spotlight. And so from the moment that the show came out, I was receiving messages from people that were siblings of people on the spectrum or family members, and it was really resonating with them. But last season especially, so many queer kids reached out to me and were just like so excited that this kind of style of representation was on TV, because I remember like when I was growing up, like a lot of the queer storylines were either really sexualized or they were really like dramatized, and for this to be just like a very gentle exploration of like this girl's journey is so special. And like because she's such a badass and such a strong character, and so is Izzy, and so I think it's just so fun.
Was there ever a sense of an extra like level of responsibility, and is that empowering? Is that daunting, knowing that you get to tell the story the way that you want it to be told and be seen? What does that feel like?
I think it's like I think I never really looked at it that way, because it's like the story is just as it is, and like the character is as it is, and like I'm gonna play it just as truthfully as possible. And I think that it's a testament to the writers and the creators that they wrote such a beautiful and delicate arc for not just me but everybody. Paige and Sam's story is so beautiful, and like in this season Zahid and Sam have a really like amazing friendship arc that people are gonna love. So yeah, I think it just kind of happens naturally.
What would you say if like season 2 is all about like independence? What do you think season 3 is really about this year? It's a big question.
It is a big question. I mean, in a way, like each season is about independence so strongly, because like that's all Sam wants and what Casey sort of wants too. But I think like it is about staying faithful to yourself and being honest with yourself and like there for yourself, and in the same vein being like honest with the people around you and just like kind of coming clean on all fronts. Yeah.
I think one of the most talked about episodes last season was the birthday episode, and it's such a great moment for your character and for you, and just you see so much of what makes that show great in that episode. I read something somewhere where you had said all those birthday rituals were like based in real life, like the writers and people pulled together. Is that?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. I'm trying, like, Ickle Bickle Beanstalk is definitely real.
No way.
And I'm trying to remember the name. What's Swish Swish Boom?
Yeah, the switch boom dance.
Yeah, that is Rabia and Mike, who's a writer on the show, are married, and they personally taught me how to do that dance. That's something I guess they do at home.
It's wild.
But yeah, it was all like just like weird stuff that everyone had done before.
It makes this charming show like so much more endearing. Like it's already such a great show, but to know all of those fun little things are rooted in actual traditions. Do you have any from when you were growing up, like weird birthday traditions or rituals?
I mean, when I was growing up, the only thing I ever wanted as a birthday dinner was boxed mac and cheese and broccoli. I had like a big broccoli obsession when I was growing up.
You mix them, or is it
I would mix
separate?
them.
You would mix them.
But apparently, like, I don't remember this, but I used to, during dinner, like, when no one was watching me, I would sneak under the table and, like, reach up onto somebody's plate and grab their broccoli.
It's like a little hand just scooping up and grabbing broccoli. That's pretty incredible.
Get that broccoli.
That's so funny. Most parents, that's a common trope that they struggle to get children to eat broccoli. Not you. You were all for it. Bring it on. Let's go down the mac and cheese rabbit hole here. Are you spirals at all, or are you regular mac and cheese?
I'm shell.
You're shell, of course.
Yeah.
I should have seen
I
that
like it
coming.
when there are, like, pockets of cheese in the shells.
That's kind of why I like the spirals, because you get these little crevices for the cheese to get into. That's what this show's actually about. I know you're here for Atypical, but we're going to spend 10 to 15 minutes on mac and cheese style and noodle shapes.
Bring it out. Come on, guys.
Yeah, we've got a cart of varying mac and cheeses that we're going to bring out and do a taste test. None of that's true. I'm sorry. Some of you got very excited for the mac and cheese. But super cool. Another great thing about the show, and you mentioned this briefly earlier in the response, is that relationship, the community, the family, the sibling relationship. By season 3, has your TV brother started to feel like your real life brother at this point?
Definitely. Yeah. And like a big brother in a way that I didn't expect. Like Kier has taught me so much about like life in general. He's like the most respectful person. Like in all of his interactions in all of his life, it's like all about just like respect. He loves animals, he loves his friends, he has such a tight community, and he also like really loves graphic novels, and he's gotten me into them in such a way. I don't know what I'd be without Saga. It's so good, and just like his general attitude is like very protective, so I definitely feel like he's my brother. And same for Jennifer and Michael, like they're fam. Yeah.
One big family at this point, which is pretty amazing. Did the dynamic? Did it take time for you guys to find that, or was it right away? Was it perfect casting, perfect like sort of universe clicked, and everybody felt this is exactly where we need to be right now?
I think it took time. Yeah. I think like it. Yeah, I think it took time, but the dynamics were there, like the bones of them. Like Jennifer is such like a mother. She loves her son so much, and so like right away she like played that role to me and Kier, but like it obviously like it takes so long to get like real life close to people. Acting is such a weird job, but I remember like on the first day going up to Michael and like pushing him.
Like physically?
Yeah, it was like
he's a big dude,
and like, he was just so like kind of taken back by it. Whoa, what you doing? But I wanted to like establish the like I don't even know. I guess.
What are you doing? Is that a prison yard? Like find the largest person and take him out at the knees.
I think that might be how I act.
That's how you enter a room.
Yeah.
I saw you assessing the crowd when you got out here.
Yeah.
But it's stadium seating, so it's hard to gauge.
Meet me later.
That's pretty amazing. And since then, best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that adds up. That track.
He's gonna be here next week. I want to like leave something under the carpet for him.
Yeah, we gotta sneak something in that is a little present from you to Michael. There's well, talking about finding that dynamic and how it's always been there and the groundwork's kind of been laid for you guys. Something that there's one little moment that I loved. I think it was the birthday episode too, where it's just like Casey is not into the traditions, but then she sees like how it's affecting Sam and just gives him that hug. It's like tighter or looser, and it's just like very sensitive. Just have you guys? How much of that is written there and is waiting for you on the page, and how much do you guys find that in the moment when you're doing a scene? You're like, I think Casey would actually turn around right now and be the sister that Sam needs in this moment.
I think a lot of it is written. Yeah, there is so much care put into specifically the storylines that have to do with the authenticity of what it's like to be a person with autism or to live with a person with autism. And like they have been so good, the writers, at like filling in moments where Casey comes off, and she just has to be there for Sam. And those are always so special to act because it's such a relief, you know. I like punch and hit him in like every episode. That giving him a hug is so nice.
It's a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I don't want to spoil anything about season 3 premiering this Friday, but I'm curious, just like your experience on it. You know, obviously getting to explore so much more of Casey last season, and now where that leads this season, navigating this difficult decision. What was it like? How is making this season different for you than in the past?
I think this season I really knew what we were setting out to do and who was listening. I remember Fievel had deleted her Instagram right before second season came out, and she didn't get it back for like another 5 months, and she was floored to find the love, honestly, from you guys, that like you guys really like heard us, and that was so important. And I think like going forward with season 3, we knew like, oh my God, like we have people that are like holding us up and are like waiting for this story to you know, be given to them. And so like every day we knew we had such a clear purpose, and we were just so much closer, and it was like such an exciting journey. And also like we don't know what's going to happen until we get the scripts in the week of, and so we were sort of waiting with bated breath. You know,
that's kind of amazing that experience is unique to you guys, because we get it all at once and we get to just binge the whole season and watch it. But you still have this very old school television experience of week to week finding out how it happens.
It's like working on like a soap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Like who's gonna kill, you know, Valerie?
Oh, that Valerie.
That dirty, dirty girl.
I want to make sure we have enough time for all the audience questions, so we're going to turn it over in a little bit because we got a couple in the room. But I also, I'd be crazy not to find out. I wanted to ask you, what's going on with Subtle Pride? What's going on with WAIF? What's going on with all the projects you got in your life? Talk to us about Subtle Pride.
So Subtle Pride is in talks for the next stage, but we're going to have a show in January in LA and New York. And, you know, we're always chugging along. And WAIF is always looking for new work. So if you guys are interested in writing for WAIF magazine, please reach out. If you don't know what WAIF is, it's an online magazine, a free PDF that documents and defines WAIF culture, which is basically like when you play the piano and you don't know how to play the piano. Or like, you know, you can pretty much pick out if anything is WAIF or not. Like, obviously, like, this rug is WAIF. I would say, like, those soundproof things are not WAIF.
Where did the idea for WAIF magazine come from? You're one of the founders.
Yeah. It's me and Zach and Minna and Misha, and we're part of Subtle Pride, and we also founded WAIF. It started as a way to promote the band, if I'm going to be honest, but we never got around to doing that because it was so fun to work on a magazine.
Easy. That's where the best ideas come from.
Yeah, it's self-interest. But I think it was the night I got my first vape, and we were sitting in my apartment, and we started playing with the word WAIF, and for some reason it was so fun to say, and we started going around and deciding, like, okay, so like this pot holder is definitely WAIF, but like those spoons are not WAIF, and like we just made a list of like things that were not WAIF and were WAIF, and from there it all took off, and we actually are about to release our 17th issue, The Time Traveler's WAIF. The horizontal WAIF is online now.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
It's all.
Yeah.
You thought a magazine couldn't do that, didn't you?
It changed my preconceived notions of magazines immediately. Has there been ever, it's conceived of, exists digitally, any like idea of going to print and playing with that medium and like what you could do?
We've talked about it. Macarena Ashaga, who is an incredible actor, she's on the Mexican telenovela La Bella y la Bestia, and her and I were on the cover of an issue, and kids from all over printed that one out, and that was pretty cool because we got to see some hard copies. But we just don't believe that like printing magazines is like still a valuable commodity.
That's the thing. I feel like it would be a huge like monetary investment.
Yeah, totally.
And, like, what's the return for that? Why?
No,
Who's
but
it for?
we have merch. If you want, like the hats, and we have a Refuse Fashion line online right now that's like vintage tees with Is WAIF printed on it, and so you know that's like basically the magazine. can hold that. Yeah.
And then, of course, you're dressed as Keanu. I'd be crazy not to ask you about, you're apparently in Bill and Ted.
Yes.
And I was looking at your IMDb, and you share a last name with Keanu's character. I don't think you can reveal anything, but obviously you worked with Keanu.
Yes.
What was it like working with the internet's favorite person?
I mean, it was great. I play his daughter, so that was a pretty special way to get to know him. He's such an incredible person. He's such a he's a very private person. But I would sort of poke and prod him until he gave something away. I would leave him little gifts. One time I made him an earring out of a safety pin and like a screw that I found on the ground. And I would just come up to him and I would say, Keanu. He would be like, what am I supposed to do with that? I would say, you have to take it. He would say, hold on to it for me.
Hold on to it for me. I'll come asking for it one day.
Yeah, he never did, so I put it in his card.
You sent him a little card?
Yeah, at the end of the shoot.
But
he's wonderful, and the movie's gonna be fun. I think.
Yeah.
I think you guys are gonna like it. Yeah.
Have you sent him a picture of your costume?
No, I don't have his number. But if anyone does, please send it to me.
Got it. All right, well, I think he watches the show, so I'm
Okay,
pretty sure it
good.
made it out
Keanu,
there.
if you're watching,
There we
this
are.
costume isn't you. This is another Matrix movie. So.
Kate, do I have time? I want to get... Yes, perfect. I got at least 3, so let's do it up. We got microphones in the room. Can't wait to hear them. First one. I've lost you. There you are.
Hi, Bridget.
Hi.
I love Casey and Izzy's relationship, and I wanted to know what it was like working with Fifo.
It's amazing working with Fievel. She's really such a beautiful spirit. She's taught me so much about like being in touch with yourself and just like being calm. And she's one of the few people that I know who really like says no if she like doesn't want to do something, or like she gets really enthusiastic if she does. She's just very intuitive. She's an amazing laugh, and she's just she's such a pleasure to be around. Yeah.
Saying no if she doesn't want to do something is a very understated like
Yeah.
quality. Like that's a powerful thing for someone to be able to do and possess.
Totally
Yeah.
is. And it'll be like, do you want to go for a walk? No.
It's convenient too, just to know where somebody's standing.
Cool.
Sweet. Neither do I. I was just saying things. That's
Right.
fantastic. Let's not walk together. I got time for 2 more. Let's go. You got a microphone.
Hi, Bridget.
Hi.
Beautiful sweater.
Oh, thank you. It lights up.
Okay, question then that.
Okay, so I wanted to know, how is Casey like you and how is she different?
I think Casey and I are both very strong-willed and sort of like pain in the asses a lot of the time. But I think like because Casey's 16 and like I'm an adult person, like I was not like her when I was in high school at all. I had characteristics, but like I was a cheerleader. I was playing some other game. And I think Casey like knows herself in a way that I did not at the time.
It's a great question. Can I trouble you to make your sweater light up, please?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Multiple colors.
So good.
Show the audience. Round of applause for that sweater. There you go. It's Halloween. Thank you for that. We've got one more right here. Go for it.
Hi, my name is Izzys. I was wondering how Casey and Izzy's relationship will evolve this season.
Well, I think that they have to sort of take it slow and figure out what's going on. And there's really no way to get out of it, right? Like they know what they feel. Like that moment in the car is like not to be denied. And so they just have to figure it out. And it's really hard and it's really scary, but I mean, they don't have a choice. And I don't want to give too much away.
Thank you.
This is a great question. And you are a wonderful guest. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you
back
so
and
much
hanging
for
out with
having
us.
me. It's
Oh
such
my
a
God.
pleasure to be here. Yeah.
The pleasure is all ours. It's always great having you here. And I want to congratulate you again on this amazing show, another great season, and all the cool stuff that you're putting out into the world and all the stuff that you do. It's super cool to have you here. Happy Halloween. You do anything fun
Happy
tonight? What are you doing?
Halloween. It's my friend Minna's birthday at midnight, so we're going to
Minna.
celebrate her. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, and it's my grandma's birthday today. Shout out, Granny. I love you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. Enjoy. Thank you guys for being a great audience. A ridiculous amount of noise for the great Brigette Lundy-Paine right here. Do it up. Let's go.